Hello friends, as in the previous video we discussed about the various notations available with interaction or sequence diagrams in UML, and we also covered the ordering system and the flight booking system with all those notations. If you are not aware of all those notations, you can watch the video. The link is given in the description box. In this video we are going to draw these diagrams for these two examples with visual paradigm tool, and this tool is freely available for the non-commercial use. Students, developers and researchers can use this tool to easily draw their interaction diagram to represent the dynamic behavior or the structure of the flow, structure of messages in their application. So let's start. So basically we are going to draw the sequence diagram for simple booking system as first diagram, where we have three entities: passenger as our actor who is going to book a ticket for the flight. So where we have the book a trip application with the flight as an object of that, and we are having multiple servers, but for this we are using server 1 as an object for the server class, and we have three timelines. Next, the passenger is sending a message to book a ticket to the flight agent. Here this application is interacting with the passenger. So this is the application, or we can say that intermediate GUI provided to the passenger, that is in response interacting with the server. Okay, so everything is displayed, every data is stored at the server, like number of available seats, the present status of the flights, everything is available with the server. The booking application is acting as the intermediate for displaying all the records from the server. So here the passenger will send the request to book a ticket to this application, to this intermediate application, and as the message is executed, means as the passenger book the ticket, means click the button to book a ticket, this application or this object is getting active, and in response to that, this object is forwarding the request to the server, and server is responding with the acknowledgement message to this application, that in response forwarding the message to the passenger. As all of these messages are in communication, or we can say that continuation to first message, so we are numbering them as 1, 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. Okay, so the message are going into sequence 1, then as 1.1 is generated only because of 1. So here we have 1.1. So 1.2 is only because of 1.1. So it's 1.2. So this is how the system and the messages are managed. So let's draw the diagram with online tool, that is visual paradigm tool. So here this is the dashboard of this tool. You can simply log in with your Gmail account. So here I am going to select, here you have multiple options. I am going to select blank sequence diagram. So here we have the dashboard, or for this sequence diagram, this is the window that contains all the tools that we need to draw for a sequence diagram. So all the tools are available here. Actor, this is the SD frame that you can use to construct as a base for your sequence diagram. This is for reference. This fragment is for reference. This is for alt, and you can also choose alt or loop. Okay, so here if you click on the bottom right corner, you will get the option for loop and alt as well. You can also, we will also see how to select the option, or we can say that alt, option and other fragment in the sequence diagram. And this is the response message shown with dash line. This is simple message for interaction between the entities. This is duration, and this is for the create message that we discussed, the create notation to create a new object on demand. And this is for comment or note you can create. So let's start. So here we have the actor, that is our passenger. To book a ticket, you can change the color, you can increase the size, all options are available. So here you can simply drag the lifeline. So next, after passenger, we need another entity as the intermediate application. So for that, you can simply hold the left mouse button. Let's see again, you can simply click on this arrow and hold the left mouse button to create a message from this first entity, means passenger, to another entity, and another entity you can choose from the given options. This catalog is showing all the possibilities. So you can have a note or a comment, you can have a create message timeline, you can have a duration time lifeline, or you can have a simple entity like this object as another lifeline. Okay, so here I am going to select not duration, not a create message, we are not adding a comment, so we are adding a lifeline, another lifeline entity for the intermediate application that was responsible for booking the ticket. So book a trip with object as flight. Okay, that we just discussed in the slide. Next, from this we want another communication with the server. Okay, so this is forwarding, this application is forwarding the request to server. So simply hold the left mouse button and you can select from the catalog. Next entity is also a simple message lifeline. So here is simple message lifeline for the server, and we are using the first object or the first server one as our entity. Here if you can see, there is a gap between these two activation bar. So if required, you can simply merge these activation bars. So simply drag one activation bar over another and these bar will be merged. You can reposition your arrows if you want. Okay, so the message is created. Now just label them. So simply click on the arrow, as this is the message arrow. So you can simply click and start typing, as it is our first message to book a ticket. Book underscore ticket. So the message, this message is labeled. Use this orange dot. If you can notice, this orange dot can be used to reposition your message. Okay, now simply click on another message and start typing as 1.1. So this is in continuation to first message, so I am numbering it as, sequencing it as 1.1, and this is also the book ticket. It is forwarding the request to the server. Okay, simply reposition it. Now I want to reply from the server with a response message. Okay, so for response message, you can select this reply message from the catalog of tools. So here I am selecting the reply message from this entity, from the server entity to the application. Okay, so the message is done. We have the response from server to the application to book the ticket. Yes, as an acknowledgement. So simply click on the arrow and start typing as 1.2. In continuation to message 1.1, we are responding with message 1.2. So here booking acknowledgement, we are sending the acknowledgement. Done. Okay, now if you want to merge these bars, activation bars, you can simply drag one over another and they are merged. Okay, now we also want to send a response from this application, means book trip application, to the passenger. Okay, because finally we must respond to the passenger regarding the status of their booking request. So here the response is set. Simply click and start typing 1.3 in continuation to message 1.3, 1.2. And merge these bars as we need to merge these bars. Done. Okay, so the message is created, our sequence diagram is done. You can simply rename the sequence diagram for ticket. Rename. You can save it to cloud, or I am going to save it to my VP account. Okay, so it is saved. You can also download the image as JPEG, SVG, in any form, with border, without border. You can also set in here. You can see the settings. So here you can have the background set for your diagrams, or you can also frame these diagrams in the in this SD frame. Okay, you can have a fragment for this complete diagram. So for downloading, you simply need to export. Select this export option, save as JPG, PNG or SVG. I am going to save it as SVG, and here also you can export it and select the option download. Okay, you can also send it to your Google Drive, so you can download it, and I am simply going to open the diagram in a new window. So this will be the final output. If you check the option of border, you will also see the border around your image. So here I have not used the border, so I am using I am getting the image without any border, without any background, without any grid. Okay, so you can try multiple options. So let's try another diagram. For this, I am going back to dashboard, select the diagram and another blank sequence diagram. So for this we will be having another diagram as this, to place the order. Okay, so here we are going to discuss another sequence diagram, that is to place an order, and this is the boundary. This is the boundary of your sequence diagram. Entities involved are member, order, courier and mail. We have already covered the details regarding all these frames and options. So here the member is preparing the list of item to be ordered, and this order object, what it's doing, it is repeating the loop for every item, and it is checking that if the member is a VIP member, it need to check for every item. If the member is VIP member, then the order will be dispatched through courier, else the order will be dispatched through ordinary mail. Okay, so here under this loop means this loop must be repeated for each item, and within this loop we will be nesting the alt block. Alt block means, alt is like if then else. We are covering all the fragment in this message, okay, in this sequence diagram. So alt, so within alt we have two options, if the member is VIP or if the member is ordinary. So if and else, so this is the true block. If the first expression or first binary expression is returning the true, else the second block will be checked and executed. Here instead of this, if you have only two options like true or false, 1, 0, VIP or ordinary, then you can also write else for this block. Else, so if the member is not a VIP, then member must be ordinary one. Okay, so here if the member is VIP, then we are dispatching the order through dispatching the item, that particular one item, through courier, else we are dispatching it through ordinary mail. Okay, and if the member require the notification, okay, then in that case we have the opt block, fragment. So this frame, opt frame, is active if and only if the member has checked the option of confirmation, if it needs the confirmation, and the confirmation is sent from the order entity, order object to the member, okay, that the dispatch is successful. As 1.3 means the first message is numbered as 1 and all other message in continuation to first message are numbered as 1.1, next as 1.2 and the third as 1.3. So opt frame is like if then, okay. So alt is presenting if then else, so and this is representing if and then. So if the condition is true means if the member has checked the option that it needs the confirmation, okay, only then this block will be active and the confirm message or confirm notification will be sent back to the member. Else there will be no confirmation from this system, from the ordering system to the member. So let's draw this diagram. With the tool. So this is the blank diagram for the sequence diagram that we are going to draw. So let's quickly create the entities. So here we have the first entity as members. Next we need the entity or object for the order. So we are simply drawing a message from member to order. Done. Now from order we need another entity. You can also add entities. You can copy paste the entities in your diagram just to save time for formatting. So here the courier and next we have the mail. Done. All entities are created, all objects are created. So let's create the loop now. So for loop, as for each item it is providing the list of items. So let's number it first. We have labeled the first message items list. Now from order we need to have a loop. So for loop you can select this alt frame, okay. Fragment is alt, but if you click on the, if you hover the mouse to the bottom right corner, you will see the option to add a loop, okay. So here the loop is added. You can resize the loop according to your requirement. Done. Now within this loop you can must be executed for each item. So you can also label here the condition or number of iteration. You can also mention the number of iteration like 1 to 3, 1 to 5, like this. So the loop is created. Now within this loop I want the alt block, means alternate if then else condition we require within this block. So here just go to the right bottom corner and click, you will get the option. We want the alt block within the loop. Done. And these are two blocks for the alt block. You can resize it. Now just mention the condition for the alt. If member is VIP. Okay, so the condition is done. So for if condition, if the member is VIP, we need to execute here, and if the member is ordinary one, then we need to execute the else part. So let's add another condition, or you can simply add else, because we have only two options, so you can also add else. Done. So both conditions are placed. Now we need to add the messages, means I need to create a message if the member is VIP from order to courier. Okay, as the message is 1.1, so in continuation to 1 we have another message as 1.1 for dispatch. Done. Let's bold the messages. Next, else. For else part, if the member is not VIP, we need to forward the message from order to mail, right? And the message will be numbered as 1.2 in continuation to message 1. The message is also dispatched this time. Okay, so alt block and loop is done. Now it's time to seek the confirmation from the for the member. So if member has required the confirmation, then we need to add the opt block. Okay, and you will not see the option for the catalog alt opt block, means if then block in the available tools. So you can simply select the alt block like this. So we need the alt block or the option block for this an order entity, means alt block will be used or the option block will be used if and only if member has required the confirmation. But we want the opt block, not the alt block. So for that you need to select the alt block and go to setting. Here you can see the settings option, settings panel. So from the setting panel you have the option to select the operator. So operator kind is, you can see multiple operators type available here. So we are going to select the opt option because we want only if and then condition. So opt is selected. From this panel for the operator kind we have selected opt. Now you can delete the else block here. So else block is deleted. Now we have only opt block for one condition. Now you can modify the condition, confirmation required. Done. So if the confirmation is required, the opt block will be executed and message will be sent from order. Message will be sent from order to member. Okay, and this message is of response type. But when you are drawing, you will see a simple line, means a simple message. You will not see a dash line. So again, to convert this message to response type, either first option is you must select this reply message from the catalog or this from the tools, or secondly you can go to setting. Again after selection you can go to setting and you can select the line type. Here you can select the dash line from the settings. Okay, So both options are available. Either you can select directly select the reply message, or once the message is drawn, means you have drawn the message, you can simply go to setting to change the type of line. Okay, so here click on it and write the message label. So here I am labeling it as 1.3 confirm. Okay, so this is your complete sequence diagram, and here I have tried to use all the fragments that are frequently required for any sequence diagram, like loop, alt, option, if you have only if then condition, if you have only if then else condition, if you have multiple iteration, then you can follow the loop. So this is your complete sequence diagram. Let's save it. You can export it to SVG or PNG. So let's export. You can add the shadow or transparent background. Multiple options are available. So here simply I am going to open it in new window. So this is your final diagram for the ordering system. You can have other entities involved with your sequence diagram. I have just chosen this diagram to represent all the cases. Okay, here if you can see, here the order entity is having multiple activation bar, but in the slides we had only one activation bar for the order entity. So if you want this type of view, then you can simply merge these activation bars. Okay, so now this diagram is exactly similar to our slides diagram. So you can draw according to your requirement, according to your choice. You can choose your entities. So that's it for this video. See you in the next video, where we are going to discuss the collaboration diagrams that are very similar to sequence diagram, but a bit different in the terms of representation. So till then, bye and take care.